okay, I'm going to be working with Atlas and the haltering and the lading just like last time, but I'm making some more progress and doing a little bit different things. So I'm just going to halter him in a different location. So just had him follow the halter there. He touched it. I'm going to click and feed him a treat. So I'm going to work in his pasture. And last time he worked out kind of in the yard, and now I'm just going to do the same thing in his pasture. So I want to make sure that he generalizes well, and it'll let me put the halter on any location because he struggles with that. So I'm just using the halter as a target right now and just holding it out to one side or the other. He'll touch it, I'll click, and then I'll feed him. I'm going to see if he'll put it on. So he kind of pushes his nose in the noseband, and I'll click and feed that. And I'm just basically doing the same steps that I did in the last video. I might have to kind of hold it. There we go. So he can get in there, and it touches his ear. So it's a little bit further than last time. I'll click and I'll take the halter away and then feed him. I'll hold it up again, and then I'll slide it over one ear. I'll click and take it off and feed him. So again, I'm doing the same process that I did last time. Just step by step, I'm going a little bit faster. So he understands it now. And then I'll get the other ear, click, take it off, and feed him. And then eventually, like the steps are just much faster. So it's like hold it up, and then it's like put his face right in it, and he's ready to go. There we got both ears. I'll click and feed him with it on. So he's definitely happy to do this. His body language is nice and relaxed. His top line is level. He's interested and engaged. He doesn't seem afraid at all. So all of this looks really great. And once the halter is on, I just give him a little jackpot, give him a few handfuls, really show him what I'm looking for. So like putting the halter on, like putting your nose into the halter results in a lot of treats. And then I just clipped him as I took it off because he's not usually worried about it coming off, but sometimes he is, so I just want to make sure that he's good with it. So for taking it off, I don't always click and feed, just sometimes, just because it's fairly solid behavior. And then if it would weaken or anything, I would just continue to click and feed every time until it strengthened back up. So then I would put it back on all the way without going as slow as I did the last time. Go ahead and give him a little bit of a jackpot here, just so I'm trying to tie in like the halter being put on to having lots of treats. So I give him that and then go ahead and clip it on, which he's also good with. He doesn't really worry about that. And then once it's clipped, I'll click as I'm clipping it onto that other side ring, and then go ahead and feed him again. And again, giving him just a little bit extra just to show like the halter on your face is what I want. So because they could get stuck just putting like their nose in the noseband, but they might be afraid of the crown piece going over their ears. So really want to show like to him, okay, once the halter's all the way on your head, then you get a big reward. So just make it as positive as possible. Just had him kind of step to the side here. And we're just going to work a little bit more with the halter. Go ahead and take it off. That looks great. And that time I didn't click him for that because he was fantastic. So I'm going to use it as a target again. Threw it on the ground, he touched it, I'll click and then feed him. And again. And he's really interested in it. And so I'm very careful that he's not going to get a foot in it, but it's helpful for him to see things on the ground, especially things that look like ropes, because he's afraid of those things, and target them and build his confidence around them. So he's already used to the halter and has a pretty positive association with the halter so far. So it was just another layer to his training to add in something new. Well, that looks really awesome. Then I opened up the gate and cut out the part because the camera is just shaking around. So I want to do a little bit more leading, just like I did last time, and just kind of having the halter as a target. He does know how to target my hand and a regular target, but I was just going to use that to do two things at once. If your horse is afraid of the halter, obviously we're going to work on that first at a standstill and not try to use it. But for him, since we were working on both, it kind of worked out well. So I'm trying to just go a few steps with him. So I walk, I say walk on, and then if he still hasn't gone, I show him the target and then let him go. I don't want to walk too far away so he doesn't think that he's supposed to stand there. That was better. And then I get a few steps away and then he follows. So just be kind of careful about that. So then I kind of wandered off here. I'm going to speed this up. And I went and just had him follow me over. There's like a little bench under this tree. And he had spooked before, like I mentioned in the last video, and like pulled away when he was in the yard here. So I'm just making sure he can go under the tree. It's kind of, it can be kind of scary, and he's kind of has to squeeze between the panels and this little bench, and it's new, so I just want to make sure he can come over here, see something that's new, and not worry about it, and just kind of build both of our confidences. And it helps because he's at liberty, but I just kind of put a couple of treats on the top of the bench, just kind of, I'll let him target my hand and target it, and then just put some treats on top of it once he was used to it. And it's just another good object for him to explore. He wasn't super worried about it. If he was, I would have just started to feed him from farther away and then clicked and fed every step toward it. And then probably turned him away, let him walk for a second away from it and come back, because I don't want to force him to be over there. But he walked up pretty well without a lot of worry. And you can tell how he leaves too. He's just happy to follow me. He didn't walk away like in a hurry like he was afraid that it was behind him. And he followed me through that turn nicely. And then he also had a little bit of an issue with going through the gate. So I had been working on that. He got into a habit of, like, as soon as the gate opens, he wants to, like, run out of it. So I really want to just reassociate again with positive things. Open the gate. He gets to eat some treats in a bowl. And then I don't shut the gate immediately so that he could leave right now if he would like to. And then I'll slowly close the gate and then give him some more treats and then open the gate, and then he gets treats once he comes outside of the gate back into the yard. So that was a pretty good session for him.